I came to Georgia for a reason. I feel like the lot. This is Carson Beck talking to Aaron Murray over at the Players Lounge. It's a website that Aaron, Keith Marshall, and company have got. And this is one of the discussions that Aaron had with Carson. Go to the Players Lounge to check that out. Some of the quotes that Aaron had on TikTok was from Carson saying, "I came to Georgia for a reason." And Aaron was asking, "Why'd you stick around?" And he said, "I feel like the knowledge I've been able to gain." And he went on to say, "Carson, I want to make sure that when I finally get my chance, I'm fully ready and capable for anything that might be thrown my way." Carson is going to feel the full burden of being the starting quarterback at Georgia if things go the way it seems they will this spring and fall. And, you know, I expect Carson to be the starting quarterback at Georgia in 23. But with that said, he's got to go win the job. And he has been thinking about this time for some time. I got a chance to go see Carson in the fall of 23 and just talk to him one on one, talk to his coach and so forth. And Carson was people around him would say he was immature, but he was a 17-year-old guy at the time, 18-year-old guy. We're talking about a very different person now who's been through the rigors at Georgia. There's really not been much, there's been no negativity at all that off the field or anything like that. There's been, when he comes on the field, he's been very, very good. And I think the thing that I would add about Carson Beck is he has played a lot at Georgia as a backup quarterback. He has played so much, and he's learned some stuff that he can move forward with now in terms of competing. And what I mean by that is, in 21, the opportunity was there for it to be Carson Beck as a starting quarterback, taking over for JT Daniels and who knows what. I've been around enough quarterbacks to know, I've been around plenty enough quarterbacks to know that the plan almost never works out. And you can say that for Stetson, Shockley, DJ Shockley. I was going to call him Shock. I don't know if y'all know I don't know if y'all know who Shock is, but anyway, DJ Shockley, Jacob Eason, Stetson, JT Daniels, Carson Beck, you name it. I mean, literally, you name it. And not everybody has, Matthew Stafford type situation, and even Matthews didn't go the way that he thought, I'm sure. So for Carson, now we're pivoting towards a situation that there's going to be a lot of pressure on him that he never had before. That is something that's just reality, and I don't know if I don't know if there's anything that can prepare you for that. And I've not seen Aaron's full interview, but I can assure you that Aaron went through this and that um, this is just not an easy thing. Stetson had to grapple with it. I think to some degree Stetson still grapples with it. Having, it's not easy having the spotlight on you. I mean, I think there's about between 10 to 15 million Georgia fans, something like that. That might be high, but it's in that ballpark. Everybody's going to know Carson Beck's name. They just are. Everybody knows Stetson's name. And with that comes, you know, a lot of things written about you, a lot of things said about you, and there's a lot of pressure. Now, that's not even playing. That's just the expectations game. But I think for Carson, folks behind the scenes in the program, not even behind the scenes, people inside the program have said for a long time they love his arm. He is very gifted as a thrower. And we're about to see if he's as gifted as a quarterback as he is as a thrower. We're also going to see if he's as gifted as a competitor as he is as a thrower. The thing that I mention this almost every time I talk about Carson. when I went down there to Jacksonville to see him at Mandarin, you got to remember. Well, y'all don't even probably know, but Carson was not at Mandarin the entire time. He was at a private school. He got a little bit hurt. Eventually went to Mandarin for his last couple of years, and they won the state championship his junior year. Mandarin High School is not a place that wins state championships. And that they won it. I mean, I'm trying to describe it in a way that's not really insulting. You would not look at that place and be like, oh, yeah, they definitely win state championships here. A lot of that was Carson Beck. A lot of that were the receivers that were with him at Mandarin at the time. So he's shown greatness, and he's going to have to continue that on a grander scale. If you want to order double dogs, that's great. If you want the confetti, you got to order by 11:59 Wednesday night, or you're not going to get it. So that's it for that. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not stuffing any more envelopes. We're going to run out for sure, and that's it. But as I look at this image of Carson, during the Vanderbilt game, he really played well in that game. And people are like, oh, it's just Vanderbilt, bitch. It's not who you play, it's how you play. And he played really well, and that's just a snippet of what he can do. I want to see him go up against the number one defense. I know it's not going to be the same at G Day. I get it. I don't need Kirby's lecture about it, but I want to see in the modified rulings what it's like. I want to see it, man. I want to see what Carson Beck's really got. And that will be step one. That won't be the whole deal. That won't be the whole deal. Can he lead this team the way that Stetson did? I mean, just like, can he do that? And I don't mean talking. I mean, can he make the plays when you got to make them? His style will be different. He's not going to be, serving volley like Stetson. He's not going to be running all over the place. This guy's going to grind it out. He's a baseline guy probably. Big serve, big forehand, right? That's who he's going to be. And he's got to play quarterback. I mean, I feel like I say that a lot, but there are people that have big arms. And so Spencer Rattler doesn't always play quarterback. He plays not always quarterback, all right? And if he would just play quarterback, that guy would be really hard to deal with a lot. And we there's a sea change now in the league. I mean, Spencer Rattler is one of the best quarterbacks in this league coming back. And because you're going to see 3, maybe 4 SEC guys, I might be forgetting somebody, that are going to go in the first round of this draft. I mean, Bryce Young is going in the first round. Will Levis is going in the first round, and Anthony Richardson is going in the first round. I think C.J. Stroud's going to be the number 1 overall pick. But those 3 guys played in this league, and they're all gone. And nobody's thinking about the quarterback at Vanderbilt or, I don't even know who's at Ole Miss right now. No offense, Lane. But, here comes a new group. And just because you're new doesn't mean you're not good. For Carson, he could be the best quarterback in the league in 2023. He could. He's got to win the job. And then he's got to go do what I have seen him do and what a lot of people have seen him do in the Vanderbilt game. And that's just go out and perform. Just talking about the Vanderbilt thing, that's the game he played in the most. He also played against, TCU. I think he played against Carolina, TCU. I mean, he played 7 games. I mean, he played a lot of snaps, okay, for a backup. A lot of backups don't play. So, I knew in 2021 that Georgia had a very serious chance at the national championship, not after the Clemson game, not after the South Carolina. It was at the Vanderbilt game. When they were just kicking Vanderbilt's teeth in, I was like, this is scary. You could see it in the Vanderbilt game in 2022 with Carson Beck. Now, that's the question is, can he replicate that all the time? We don't need perfection here. We need really good a lot. And the consistency is going to be the part for Carson Beck that we don't know. I'm not doubting him. I don't need a lecture after they win the national championship in 2023 about how these guys are doubted. Y'all are going to go into the team, go into the thing number one team in the country. Carson Beck's not a slouch. He's not some schlub off the street. This guy's a star, okay? And so is Gunnar Stockton. You know, these guys are stars, and you know, so it's not about doubting them. I'm saying you got to go do it, and that's where we're at with Carson, Brock, and Gunnar. Someone's got to go do it. Carson said, I came to Georgia for a reason.